Other action menu items, starting at the bottom, is repurpose. Repurpose will make a temporary copy of the file and then let you to alter it using some preset selections, or you can go manual and change the height and width, the file format, quality, DPI, and a variety of other options. Re-import. This will allow you to re-import a file, clearing a history of versions and views, but maintaining all the metadata associated with the file. Resync will actually resync the application with the database. So if, for example, a lot of metadata had been imported straight to the database, resyncing it would allow it to resync so that the metadata would then appear in the metadata fields. You can download from the Actions menu. You can delete a file, assuming you have the right user level credentials. You also have check in and check out, which is tied to versions. If I check in a file, I can access my desktop by clicking the Choose File button and then upload a file with some new notes about it, and it'll upload straight to the version repository. If I check out a file, it'll lock that file while it's being edited until it is checked back in by that user. Add views will allow me to upload files straight to the view repository. I can also have the option to add custom thumbnails and delete custom thumbnails. So if for some reason the thumbnail we're automatically generating on import is not reflective of the file, you can upload a custom thumbnail and of course delete it and add a new one. The system manages documents very similar to images, with all the same tabs of asset detail information, with the exception of a tab called Pages. If we click on that, we'll see that the individual pages of the document have been broken out, and we can scroll through them here on the right. At the top of the page is a filter by content tool, so we could do a keyword search and it would search the text of the entire document and just pull back the pages where there's a match. Down at the bottom of the page is an Extract Pages tool that allows you to extract individual pages from the document. For example, if we just wanted to take out pages 3 and 4, we'd say extract pages 3 through 4, hit the extract button. It would take a second and pull those pages from the document, then bring us to the download screen where we can either download these straight to our desktop, we can email these off either as a link or as an attached file, or FTP them to a server address. The system manages video and rich media fields a lot like images as well, with all the same tabs of asset detail information, with the exception of a tab called Keyframes. If we click on this, what we'll see is a breakout of the frames of the clip every few seconds. We can pick the thumbnail we want to represent the clip by clicking on the button underneath the frame. For example, if we click this, it'll switch out and we'll get that as the new thumbnail. Now, if we actually click on the thumbnail, we'll get a flash preview of the video as well. So this happens to be an MOV file, and when it's imported, we're going to automatically generate an FLV file for a quick playback. The option also exists with video for transcoding into a wide variety of formats as well. The category structure on the left side of the screen is just mirroring a file structure on the server. As an admin user, we can manage this category structure by going to the category management button at the top of the screen. Once we click that, we'll get a list of all the top level categories. If we're going to, for example, add a new subcategory city under the main top level category city, the first thing we would do is go down and hit add a new category. From here we can first enter in the parent category, which in this case is cities, writing in the first few letters and it'll autofill, and then we'd write the name of the city. So I'll just write in test city and we'll hit save. The category structure will refresh and the new city will show up. Now if we want to edit or delete that new category we just created, we'd go back into the category button at the top of the screen where we get our list of top level categories. Go to city and hit the list of subcategories and find the test city category we just created. Click on it to highlight it. Now we can go down and edit it and change the name of the top level category, or in this case just delete it. Anytime we delete anything in the system, we'll get a warning telling us what we're about to do, which we have to confirm. It'll refresh and we can take a look, and the city we just created is gone. So it's pretty easy as an admin user to set up and maintain your category structure from the user interface. Using the search box in the top left corner of the screen, you could do a general keyword search, which will search the entire repository on all file names, all embedded metadata, and all associated metadata. If you want to get more granular with your search results, you can use the advanced search option in the far left corner. Here you can pick your specific search parameter, whether it's general keywords, contents of documents, metadata attributes, date fields, categories, file format, size, advanced, and recently checked out items. For example, let's do a search that's just in the cities category. I'll select category and write in cities. Now we know this is limited to just cities and those subcategories under it. Now we can hit the plus parameter and redefine this even more. By hitting attributes, we can have access to our custom metadata fields. Let's say we want to search marketing. And maybe do a date range like last week, last month. And if we do a keyword search, it'll search just those specific categories under those terms and give us our results. Now we also have the option to do a save search by naming and saving those search parameters by first hitting the save the checkbox, and then we'll call this test search, research, and then in that my search area, the test search will save those search parameters and we can research on those at a later date. Now there's a couple different ways we can import files into the system. The first is going to be through the user interface by clicking the import button at the top of the screen among the system admin controls. Now the first thing we'll do is select the category that we want to upload into. So let's import into the Denver category, which is a subcategory of city. So I'm going to go to the category, write in the first few letters of Denver. It's going to autofill cities/Denver, so I know I'm talking about that category. I'll click the Add Files button to access my desktop. Let me find a few images here. I'll hit select those, and it's going to say, are you sure you want to import these to Denver? I'm going to say yes. It'll take a few seconds and import them into the system, and then give me a report that they're in. I can go back and check to see if those 3 files are in the Denver category, and they are. So let's go back to the import field. I'm going to clear that and go back to the main import screen. Now another thing we can do just before we import files into the system is select the metadata button down at the bottom of the screen. Now here I can write in some metadata, whether it's text boxes or pull down menus or date fields, and add that before I import the metadata. Now if I go back to the import screen, anything that I import at this point it's going to have that metadata that I just filled out written to it. So let's go import some more into the Denver category here, and I'll get cities/Denver. Hit Add Files to access my desktop. I'm going to go find some more files here and highlight a few of these and hit Select. Now what my confirmation window here is saying, are you sure you want to import these to metadata, or sorry, import these into the Denver category with that metadata you just filled out? I'm going to say yes, and it's going to import those files and write metadata to everything that I just imported. So if we go through here, let me click on a file here, and we'll check. Here's the description test I've just filled out, and there's also the marketing pull down and the date field. So it's written to everything that I just filled out there. That is importing straight from the user interface import. Now there's also a tab behind the import tab called metadata, and this is going to let me bulk import a spreadsheet of metadata for an unlimited number of files. So what I would do here is first select the format, whether it's CSV or tab delimited. Then I can upload my spreadsheet, and then it'll take me through a series of steps where I'm going to map up the file names and the columns of data in the spreadsheet with the metadata fields in the DAM, and then I could bulk import an unlimited amount of metadata. So that's another way to import from the user interface. Now, the other main way of importing files into the system is going to involve starting an application off your desktop, which I'm starting now, called the Air Importer. And it'll take a second to get loaded here. And what I get here is a pop-up window. Now, if you're basically what Air is going to do is make web-based applications behave like desktop apps for certain functions. So what we've done is built a drag and drop importing tool based on Air technology, and it's going to have an application that's going to work the same on Mac or PC. I'm going to start it up off my desktop and get this pop-up window. I'll fill in the URL, the name and password, and get logged in. And once I get logged in, what I'm going to get here is a mirror of my file structure in this window. So basically I'm going to see the same information I have with my category structure in the DAM. Now I'm going to minimize my screen here, and let's go find some new files off my desktop. Here's some in this category here. So at this point, what I could do here, let me open up my window a little bit here and grab some files, and I can grab really as many as I want here and just drag them right into the category that I want. It's saying, are you sure you want to import these files? I'm going to say yes, and it's just going to suck them in the system there. Now I also have the same option to add metadata at the point of drag and drop as I did from the DAM interface, and this is just a way that I can add metadata and then drag and drop right from the desktop. This could be hundreds of files or entire category structures or large videos. It's just a great way to bulk import, and it'll do it a lot faster than importing through the web interface. NetXposure offers a suite of optional modules in addition to our Enterprise DAM solution. EC-Kit is a separate e-commerce interface that accesses data from the DAM via Web Services API. Customers can access a user-friendly custom e-commerce site and purchase assets with a secure transaction, turning the DAM repository into a revenue-generating tool. The Public Display CMS module allows organizations to remotely distribute image and video presentations from the DAM to external kiosks and display monitors. The Developer Toolkit includes a Web Services API and other development tools for extending or integrating the DAM with other applications. While the core DAM solution includes the ability to create custom metadata fields, the Metadata Manager allows for unlimited custom fields and the ability to create metadata templates that can then be tied to different asset categories or user groups. NetXposure's DAM solution can be accessed by common mobile devices including iPhones, iPads, Androids, and Blackberries. Once logged in, you can browse the category structure, access file previews and details such as metadata, add them to your cart, and email them. While the core DAM solution allows branding the interface with logos and color themes, the Brand ID Manager allows the creation of multiple brand look and feels that can be tied to different user groups. The Workflow module is a collection of components that augment the DAM with workflow capabilities. These include review and approval, status attribute icons, Adobe Creative Suite integration, and Autotask, which allows the automation of a wide variety of manual tasks in the DAM.